Hello, welcome to The One Show with Myleene Klass.
And John Sargent. Tonight's guest is an internationally acclaimed, multi-award-winning comedian who's been described as the funniest man on the planet.
But he's very modest,
yes.
So we won't be bringing it up. It is Ricky Gervais. Ricky, welcome back. Third time on the show.
Who described me as that? I described Carl Pilkington as that.
Did you not like that description?
Oh, it's very flattering, but people are just going to hate me even more now. I'm trying to downplay the success.
But you're very pleased to be here, though, aren't you?
This is the highlight of my career.
And you're not lying? You're not lying?
I'm not lying,
OK,
no.
We'll explain that later. All right. This weekend, most of us will be enjoying a well-earned, long bank holiday weekend, unless you're one of...
When you think about it, it's not just that you're not just exchanging homes and that's the end of it. You actually start building up a relationship with these people before it happens. Sometimes it goes on for months and months and you start speaking on the phone or email. It's almost like having pen pals and then swapping. So, yeah, at the moment, no real complaints.
Ricky?
Never.
Would you ever swap
No.
your house? Do you fancy it?
No. In case they were lying about where they lived. They could say anything, couldn't they?
I mean, that is a problem.
The Everglades, that's actually Iraq. No. People do that all the time, don't they? When they say WC1. Well, it's not, is it?
What about people going through your personals? I'd worry about that.
No one, only I go through my personals. In fact, I'm doing it now, but you can't see because the camera's there.
OK. We did it. Yeah, my wife and I had a home exchange years ago with a couple of American psychiatrists. They were completely crackers, but in fact, it worked out fine. I mean, it was nice. Now, what are your top tips?
I think the
what
first
are you
thing
meant
there,
to do to make sure it goes well?
Ricky's hit the nail on the head there. The first thing without doubt is honesty. There's no point in saying you live in a palatial mansion out in the country and you live in a one-bed mobile home on the edge of a motorway, because it's not going to work out. I think the thing to do as well is have some sort of agreement, not necessarily a legal agreement, just an idea of what's going to happen if there was breakages or any other sort of problems like that. And a really good tip as well is have a contact that you can leave, in this day, whether it be a neighbour or friend, someone you can say, look, if there's a problem, speak to this person here, and vice versa.
Threaten them.
Well, yeah, if you want, but, you know, ideally,
intimidate them, I think.
To.
Just have someone watching it. I don't even let my family stay. When we moved into our house, it started off like a 9-bedroom house, and now it's a 6,000 square foot 1-bedroom house. They can't stay. We have it all knocked in. There's 1 bedroom, and the rest is like...
Bunk beds.
Exactly.
So you're not going to be signing up anytime soon for this?
No, definitely not.
OK, well, thank you.
All right.
Well, you definitely can't stay. Look how clumsy you are, dragging women round all the time.
I don't do that all the time.
No, I didn't mean in your personal life. I meant in that show you did. Can I just clear that up? That's libelous.
OK.
Get on with it. It's your show. Go on. For one more day. Well done.
All right. OK, thanks very much. There are more tips about home exchanges on our website, bbc.co.uk, The One Show. Thanks very much, Tom.
My pleasure.
Right, now, Ricky made his name displaying the quirkiness of an office, but tonight we look at the theory about how office life should work.
That's right. Our resident mad professor, Marty Jopson, has already solved the dilemmas of which is better, margarine or butter, and whether we should walk or run in the rain. Now he examines whether we work better in open plan or private offices.
So what do you think, Ricky? I think you might be a bit distracting in an open plan office. I'm not sure you could sort of...
Particularly when I have my Diet Coke break and I take my shirt off.
Yeah.
Because then they all stop and they all look. I hated going open plan. I worked in an office for about 7 years, and the programme the office is based on, you know, my time at the office. But after about 4 years, we went open plan, and I hated it. And something really that we actually put in the office was I built myself an office. I got a desk near a corner, and I put up some box files, and I built a wall, and then I draped this curtain that I found in a theatre workshop, and I made myself like a tent, a wigwam. I mean, it was like a breakdown. But
I'm surprised. I thought you'd like the social aspect.
well, I do. I annoyed people all the time, but then I wanted to go back into a private office so they couldn't annoy me back.
Did people realise it was a wigwam? Was it disguised?
Well, it looked,
sort of
honestly, it looked
obvious?
like some sort of like a womble had made it. But I wanted the privacy. I think you need walls. I think I'd rather have a tiny little office than that open plan thing. But
right, well now look, Sunday, BBC Two, you've got this enormous retrospective of all the first series of The Office.
That's right, yeah.
And comments from you, lots of other people. Is it going to be a treat or is it going to be pretty awful?
You've got fired from one show. What? don't do it again, because we've got a vote going whether you should stay here or not. So you're getting low points from the judges.
Well, here in the One Show office, we've been voting for our favourite scenes from your office, and look at the excitement on people's faces. Well, the votes have been counted, and here are their top 3.
Free love on the free love freeway. The love is free and the freeway's long. I've got some hot love on the hot love highway. Ain't going home 'cause my baby's gone. She's dead. She's not dead.
Have you got a price for matte coated SRA1?
If I can't see you, I can't hear you, Gav.
Just tell me, will you?
No, I can't hear you. If
I'm
you
right
want to
here,
speak
just
to me,
tell
if
me
you want
now.
to speak to me, and give me a ring, okay?
It's on voicemail.
Leave a message.
Oh, what is that?
Whoa.
Dave, right, that is it.
Slow down, you move too fast. Solomon's here. All part of the job. What's going on?
Put my stapler inside a jelly again. That's the 3rd time he's done it. It wasn't even funny the first time.
Why has he done that?
Told him once that I don't like jelly. Don't trust the way it moves.
Now, bizarrely, I don't know if you can believe this, but the man who originally set that stapler in the jelly is our very own floor manager, and that's Rob. And he'd like to award you with
That's
a jelly
true.
stapler of your own.
He worked on The Office 2001.
There you go.
Thank you very much. Look at that.
Although I have to point out one thing,
What?
It hasn't set in time. So take it home, a few hours in the fridge, and you get to keep the bowl.
What, oh, wow, that
Gift
is...
that keeps on giving.
It's an award, 84.
And you can have it with cream and things, it'd be great. Now, do you think that your depiction of this dreadful David Brent, do you think it's improved behaviour in office?
Phew, I thought you would insult me again. Well done, that was a real question. Go on, what was it? Sorry?
Yeah, no, we're ready now.
I don't think it changes anything. I think that, by definition, if you are a David Brent, you've got a blind spot and you probably think that he's an idiot and you're not. People come up to me and go, people say I'm just like David Brent. I go, that's not a good thing. No, they don't like you then. No, I don't think it changes anything, does it?
Well, I
it's just
certainly
fun.
get quite a lot of managers that are quite similar to David Brent.
Well, I've met a few of them. I mean, he is a sort of Frankenstein of people I've met, sort of, you know, growing up. And a lot of it was from childhood. Like, Gareth was actually based on a kid I knew when we were 14, and so that's why he's childlike. So you pick these things up and you put... But, I mean, yeah, the main one is my experiences working in an office. And the staple in a jelly thing... In the French remake, there's about 7 remakes, and they've all got that bit in it. They've all put that bit in it. And in France, they set the stapler in a big cheese.
So it culturally crosses.
Yeah.
Excellent.
That's true.
You mentioned Gareth there. I mean, do you and the rest of the cast, do you still meet up?
No, I started their career, then they're on their own. It's
Ah,
like,
look, there they are.
I
Come
know.
on.
I'm going to see Mackenzie actually at the UK premiere of Invention of Lying. So yeah, the others are invited. They haven't returned my calls yet. So
That's showbiz there.
yeah.
OK, thanks, Ricky, for the moment. We've got time now for a major crime investigation.
He's going to eat the jelly in the break. He's already going towards it. You can't see, but
You're not trying to wreck our show, are you?
keep the. It's not your show. I told you.
OK, right. Well, anyway, look, we're going to have a major crime investigation now.
Okay.
The offence is serious and it's persistent, and the police are in pursuit.
Yes, that's right. The only evidence they have is a paw print and an eyewitness account which suggests that the burglar is not of the human kind. Our wildlife detective Mike Dilger's been to investigate.
It's made up. But unfortunately, it hasn't brought back a shoe or a belt to the garden. But we have our eyewitness accounts, and the evidence is strewn all over the lawn. If this fox went to a court of law, I think the jury would definitely return a guilty verdict.
Ricky, you've written books about animals. What would you do if a fox came into your house?
I wouldn't mind a fox.
You like
coming in.
that?
I was worried when it was saying someone was sneaking in, skinny enough to sneak in and nicking shoes and handbags. I thought it was going to be Posh Spice. But then when he said it loves chewing, I knew it wasn't, and it wears its own fur as well.
Did you see those pictures of the gorillas, going on to another animal story, the gorillas at London Zoo, and there are female ones, but they haven't got a male, so they're sending a French gorilla
volunteering.
over.
What?
No? Hold on a moment. They're sending a French gorilla over. They've got the
They make the best lovers.
It's amazing, though,
Apparently
isn't
so,
it?
yeah.
Yeah, that's great. You know, this is true.
And look at that. They're saying, look at that lovely French gorilla.
They're amazing.
Does that move you?
Yes, I absolutely love animals. They gave pandas Viagra to try and get them to breed in one breeding programme. It still wouldn't. And they showed it panda porn. And it still didn't work. I assume it was panda porn. It'd be weird if it wasn't. But yeah, that's true. They tried to get these pandas.
So you think it'll work? Yeah.
I think it'll work.
Oh, okay.
I think he loved those pictures.
Okay. Well, anyway, here on the One Show, this is we're moving on.
Yeah.
This has been
Quickly.
We've been very quickly. We've been following the adventures of Hilary Lister, and she's aiming. You may have watched our coverage of this. She's aiming to become the first disabled woman to sail solo around Britain.
She set off in May this year, and on Monday she hopes to come to the end of her epic voyage and sail into Dover. Angelica Bell. Now, Ricky's new film, The Invention of Lying, is out in cinemas on the 2nd of October. We'll have a quick chat with him in a moment, but first let's have an exclusive trailer of the film.
It says here that you only have $300.
I have $800 in my account.
Did you want large bills or small?
Bills? It's large. Today, I stumbled upon something that no man has ever before. I said something that wasn't.
You can't go in there.
I've got an appointment?
Oh, then go right in.
What's the word for it? There isn't a word for it. Of course there isn't. I invented it.
The Invention of Lying.
It's the greatest movie ever made.
Wow.
Thank you.
That's a big first, a first Hollywood film directed by you.
Yes, I mean, I had a bit of a practice with The Office and extras, but it's a different kettle of fish when you're in America and they've given you all that money to
And what was it
spend.
like? What was
it was
it
great. It was fantastic. I loved it. I mean, if they said I had to do The Matrix, I'd probably struggle, or Star Trek. But you know, I know what I'm doing with that. It's what I do, really. You know, sort of comedy plus. You know, there's a bit of an edge to it, and it's a nice sort of rom-com, and it wasn't too bad. I mean, you know, I don't think you get a second chance if you waste that much money. But I think I might have pulled it off. Like, you got a second chance. You were sacked off that other show, and they gave you this.
Well, look, anyway,
come on.
thank you very much, Ricky. You've been great, really. I'm not so sure. The big Office retrospective is on Sunday at 9 p.m. on BBC Two.
That's right. Next week, you'll be back in the safe hands of Adrian and Christine, and they'll be joined by Cilla Black, the Kemp brothers, Catherine Jenkins, and the man behind Dame Edna Everage. We're talking about Barry Humphries. Again, we wish you the best of luck with your movie. Thank you for coming
very
in.
much. It was a pleasure.
Weekend.
You were both great.
Oh, thank you.
It was brilliant.
Bye-bye.
Problems with the old boiler mean